So these are my dreadies. If you guys know me, if you followed me for a while, you know that I have an obsession with dreadlocks. I personally don't grow my own locks because I don't like the commitment. I don't like having to commit to, years and years and years of work. And, I never know how a job is going to feel. I like to change my color a lot. So synthetic dreadlocks are what works for me. If you want real dreadlocks, this is not the video for you. I'm sorry. I don't do real dreadlocks. These are synthetic. I started out with Kanekalon, and I used to make my own Kanekalon dreadlocks, but basically it's a pack of hair. You just knot it up, steam it, and then you can braid them in like I'm going to show you how to do today. But the Kanekalon, for me, my personal opinion, I like double-ended. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So this is a single dread. It has two ends. Do you see what I mean? So I do double-ended. Some people do single-ended. It's just one dread strand. It really just depends on what you're comfortable with. I personally, I'm a Leo, so I like a big, thick mane. I mean, I like lots and lots and lots of hair. I'm a little extravagant, to say the least. I also personally keep my bangs out because I like to have some real hair hanging out. For my color, for my color, I use Arctic Fox. I'm using, it's some purple color. It's like the darkest purple color they have. And I mixed just a little bit of Transylvania in it, which is a black color. And I left it on for, I think, an hour. And I've washed it every other day for like 3 weeks now. And I mean, the color's still there. It's fading, but it's still there. So these are wool dreadlocks. The main difference between wool and Kanekalon is wool is a lot lighter. It's very, very light. It's not nearly as heavy. They're a lot easier to, like when they start getting fuzzy like this, all you have to do is palm roll them and it tightens them right back up. See the difference? So that's why I like the wool. They're also a lot softer than the Kanekalon dreads. So, where's your bank, Bubba? Where's your bank? They're a lot softer than the Kanekalon dreads, and I didn't like the Kanekalon. It was very scratchy. It was very, very heavy. My hair was probably at least 10 pounds when I had the Kanekalon. And you burn the shit out of yourself when you're making the Kanekalon dreads. So I just bought these on Etsy. You can just look up double-ended wool dreadlocks. You can get spools of wool and make them yourself. You can wash them. I wash my hair once a week. When I wash, though, I use Biolage or Biolage, whatever it's called, Biolage, just because I don't want to mess with the integrity of the dreadlocks. Make sure that it's cool water, not hot, because you will shrink your hair. Your hair will definitely shrink into little strands. You never blow dry, ever. No heating tools, anything like that, because they'll mess with the integrity of the dreads. I've also heard of people, I haven't done it with my wool dreadlocks, but I did it with my Kanekalon. You can take your dreadlocks out, put them in a pillowcase, tie the pillowcase, throw it in the washer. I've heard of people doing that with these. They're very light and soft, so I don't know if I would trust them to not unravel. Baking soda and vinegar, yeah, that's another way you can do it. But just because these are the deep violet, I didn't want to mess with the color, so I stick with the professional products. I wash once a week. Other than that, it's pretty simple. I never have to do my hair. I use dry shampoo. If you have really thin, really silky hair, I would recommend getting online and getting what's called dread pepper. It's a... What are you doing, child? Dread pepper is a... it's like a texturizer. So what it does is it makes your hair a little bit more grippy, for lack of better words. I'm not good at this. So anyways, let's get to it. So all you're gonna need, if you're just installing, then you just need these. I just get, sorry, it would probably help if I held it up. It's a bunch of little black rubber bands. If you have really light hair, you can get clear rubber bands. I don't like the clear rubber bands because they snap very easily. So I only have to do this, I would say, once a month, twice a month, tops. If you have already installed your dreads previously, you will need scissors. But if not, then you don't need them for right now. I was just going to say something, but I don't remember what I was going to say. So you'll see this. After a couple weeks, they will start to pull. That's where the dread starts. So you can see that there's quite a bit of real hair right there. You never want to leave that too long, because if you do, let's say you don't fix them for a week or so, you'll start to get what's called baby dreads. And nobody wants baby dreads. They suck to brush out. It's not a good time. Actually, I should probably go get my brush. 1 second. Okay, so I did not like the Kanekalon extensions because they were very, very heavy. These ones are a lot lighter. They're basically like a full head of hair, like if you just had really thick curly hair. A little bit heavier, but if you're gonna do this, invest in these. Sorry, I have a bunch of fuzzies. If you're gonna do this, invest in these super thick headbands, hairbands, because other hairbands will snap and it's not a good time. So you're just gonna isolate one dreadlock. That's one double-ended dread. Like I said, you should only have to do this once in a while. I usually tighten like once every 2 weeks. But you just want to cut the edge of the rubber band so you don't cut the dread. When you take dread extensions out, you're gonna see a lot of hair loss. Don't freak out, you're not going bald, I promise. What's happening is our hair goes through natural cycles, so we lose a lot of hair daily that we don't even realize. So when you put your hair in dreads, it kind of catches all of that. So when you take the dreads out, you're gonna see all of that hair loss, and it comes out in one big clump. But it's natural. It's nothing that's not already happening. You're just seeing it because it was braided into your hair. Okay. Now, I do this a little bit different than a lot of YouTube videos, just because I want to make sure that they are secure for longer. Yeah, I miss the red ones. I like the red ones. I'm not sure how I feel about the purple yet. I'm really not. I'm not sure. I don't know. I like it because it brings out my eyes, but in the same breath, it's just, I don't know. I'm not sure if I feel it yet. I might just go back to red. It's a lot cheaper to make your own dreads than it is to buy them. So, I mean, there's lots of good YouTube tutorials on how to make your own synthetic dreadlocks, but it is tedious. It is very, very tedious. It takes a long time, and usually your hands are gonna go numb. It's not a good time. So I had the money and I was just like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna buy them and get them sent to me. She was from the United Kingdom, I think, and she had them to me within like 2 weeks, so it wasn't all that bad. Your hair, your natural hair will get stuck in the dread, so you just want to be careful on braiding it, because You don't want to get a snag in your extension and mess the whole thing up and make it frizzy. So, I think I've told you everything you would need to know, really. But now it's just showing you. So, okay. You only need to install dreadlock extensions. It's actually easier if you have short hair than it is if you have long hair. Yeah. If you have short hair, you only need like an inch of natural hair to install dreadlocks. So, this is what it looks like outside of my head. See what I mean about the double-ended? It's just one big loop. Is that how you feel? So, I like mine a little bit longer, so you can put it off center. And then what you're gonna do is take that strand of hair, split it, okay? Wrap it around the hair twice and pull as tight as you can so that it's right up against your head. And then you braid around the dreadlock. Make sure that you don't get any tangles, because those really hurt to come out. And you just braid all the way down. The tighter, the better. Means less maintenance for you. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, another really, 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 really important factor when you're putting in dreadlock extensions is you want to make sure your hair is sectioned off properly. Prior to this, I made sure that I had 1-inch sections and they were perfect squares, because what happens if you cross braid, like you bring hair from one side of your head to the other on accident, you'll get scalp bumps, and they're really itchy and really painful, and yeah, it's just not a good time. You don't want that. You do not want that. So just make sure that you're sectioning carefully, and I always make sure that someone's with me so that they can like check it out, make sure that everything is where it needs to be so I don't get any of those bumps. Your hair will be a lot heavier when it's wet, so don't go to the ocean and stand directly in the waves. I made the mistake of doing that, and it took me out, like straight up just knocked me over. It was great. No, sleep does not mess them up at all. I mean, that's why I love the dreadlocks so much as a mom, because I literally never have to do my hair. So, all right, rubber band. That is Kool-Aid. That's great. All right, it's at the very, very, very end. You're just gonna rub it into it, I guess the word would be for it. But at the very, very end, just a little bit above it, so like an inch from where your hair ends, you're gonna wrap your rubber band around it. Make sure that it's very tight without snapping. And if they snap, it's fine. Like, you can just put another one in. It's no big deal. Gemma's 3. She's 3 years old, so she's my little gray hair baby. She's going to give me wrinkles by the time I'm 26. I guarantee it. She's a little psycho. Okay, so that's the end of the dread. Now, this is what I was talking about, doing something a little different. Please don't make a huge mess. Doing something a little different, because I don't want to have to do this all the time. I don't want to have to tighten them. What I do is right there where it's connected to my head, I grab another rubber band, and you're going to walk it as close to your scalp as possible so that you can secure it at the top and the bottom. This will help with your hair getting loose. This will help you avoid having to do maintenance 24/7. And then once I've done that, I go ahead and pull so that it is not going anywhere. So that's that. That's how I fix them. That's how to install them too. Some people don't dye their hair the same color as the dreads. I do, just so it looks more natural. But yeah, that's it. It's that simple. If you guys have any more questions or anything, let me know. if you want added to the new group that Ryan and I have created for narcissists, serial cheaters, and people who've been with them. Let me know, comment on this. Yeah, I will go ahead and post my YouTube channel shortly. I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress. So, but I really appreciate like all the love and support that you guys have given me through this. It's been a rough month, but things are starting to look up. So, yeah. Yep. I will go ahead and post in the comments, I'll post the girls shop that I bought these from if you want to buy them. Where I buy my dread supplies, I buy them from either Dreadhead HQ. It's just Dreadhead HQ. And that's where I get like the dread pepper and the dry shampoo, the regular shampoo, stuff like that. I just get my rubber bands on Amazon or from Sally's. Hair dye, like I said, was Arctic Fox. And the actual dreads I bought from Etsy. But I'll go ahead and post the store. I'm going to try and make my own dreads here shortly, like within a couple months. Because I would like to, I'm going to have to go to a semi-normal color for nursing school. So I'm going to go back to red. So I will go ahead and do a I think I just had a stroke. I will go ahead and post a tutorial on how to make them once I figure it out. So, yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions or if you want to be added. I love you all.